Oh my god, guys, a stack of coordinates at the tappers. Oh my god, no way.
A lot of people out there cheat on their Minecraft speedruns, and they're always really funny to watch. But here are some of the funniest fake Minecraft speedruns. This guy starts off and it's already night, so we know it's fake. Then gets some tools and makes his way into the cave to find some diamonds. You know, just a normal run so far. He then collects some obsidian and also finds his way to a village where he finds a few items that indicate the speedrun is fake. Once in the nether, the runner runs straight towards a fortress, gets blaze rods, and then goes looking for a bastion where he trows with some piglins and gets some ender pearls. And this is where it gets really funny. The runner goes back into the overworld and manages to find a desert temple that looks different to the normal temple in Minecraft. And the chests are very overpowered. Just take a look at this. Come on. Once by the stronghold, the runner manages to actually only have 10 eyes of ender instead of the 11 needed for this portal. So what does he do? Instead of doing the normal thing and going back into the nether, he just cuts the clip and now there's just one more hidden in his inventory. The runner then goes into the end and the ender dragon is already on 1 health. Come on. The next guy spawns in a village and gets some of the things from a chest. He then makes his way to a ruined portal that was nearby. This guy's luck must be insane. But soon after we realize how his luck was so good. He ends up getting a lot of good stuff that usually wouldn't be in there. Once in the nether, the runner gets some blaze rods and once again something happens that indicates that this runner is in fact fake. Take a look at this and look if you can see what happens. If I slow down this footage, you can see that there is in fact a blacksmith in the nether, which I guess he forgot to get rid of. Once in the bastion nearby, he tries to get some gold blocks but actually manages to die. You may be thinking, oh, how is he going to finish the speedrun now? Yeah, well, when he spawns in, he has even better things than what he started with. But also something else happened. If you remember what the spawn looked like at the start of the run, you can tell it's much different to this. The title of this next speedrun was Every Boss. The run starts off pretty good as they find a shipwreck and manage to get some decent stuff from it, including a treasure map that ends up being pretty close by. And inside of it is, yeah, I don't think that's even possible. The runner then goes on a boat for literally 5 minutes before coming across an ocean monument, where they then kill the Elder Guardian and make their way back towards land. They then get to the nether and find a fortress where they can kill wither skeletons and get some skulls for the wither. But they end up opening a chest and find literally a maxed out netherite sword. That for sure will help them getting the heads that they need. The wither fight begins and it's in the nether and it's over pretty fast because of this guy's sword. Like, it's just too insane. But as he checks his inventory, you can see he actually had resistance and strength for that fight, which obviously made it a lot easier. The ender dragon fight was pretty boring as well, as he just got to the end and kills it in a few hits. This guy spawns in and it is already level 7, so we know it's fake. But then he goes straight into a mine and manages to find some very, very OP stuff. Like, these things would be fully end game gear, and he literally got it in 15 seconds. He also has a maxed bow, which I guess is for the ender dragon fight as well, and he also has all of the eyes of ender. He then runs into a specific area and finds a door underwater with an ender portal there, which actually turns out to not work. This guy really does have to cheat because he is just terrible. Instead of just restarting and re-recording, he just goes to find the actual stronghold, which takes him a while because it was actually a few hundred blocks away. Then goes into a cave and finds the stronghold, which means he might have actually done this on purpose. Just why? Once in the end fight, he uses his bow with harming arrows and manages to kill the ender dragon pretty easily. This run was just a really big mess. This guy's on bedrock and spawns in the middle of 2 blacksmiths. The chances of this is literally impossible, but let's just see where it goes. In one of the blacksmiths, there is full diamond tools and also half diamond armor. There's no way this is possible. And in the other blacksmith, there's just the rest of the diamond armor as well as some food and 23 pieces of obsidian. When he goes outside, there's a very weird looking tree that isn't exactly the same shape as what a nether portal is. Surely that is fake. The runner makes his way to a bastion and ends up having to kill nearly all of the piglins because otherwise he would have died. Also, because this guy is on bedrock and is playing the latest version, that means that the ender pearl trades are very, very bad. And he finds this out after trading 2 stacks of gold and only getting 2 ender pearls back, which is just terrible. And now somehow he needs to try and get 10 more ender pearls. He then makes his way back to the fortress and finds a blaze spawner and some blaze rods. The runner gets into the overworld and you can actually see in their inventory that they have searched up POR, which would probably mean portal frames for the end, and I wouldn't be surprised if he finds some random place for the end portal. He then makes his way to a stronghold and gets so frustrated about finding the end portal that he just goes into creative and makes his own portal. Come on, bro, you can do better. And he was so annoyed that he actually did the whole ender dragon fight in creative as well. Seriously? This one was a very realistic one that nearly got submitted as a legit speedrun. The runner starts off and gets some things in a village and manages to get themselves some diamonds from the blacksmith. He then collects some hay bales and kills the iron golem, getting him 6 pieces of iron, which is the first indication that this is faked. Because even if you look it up, you can see that the most you can get is 5, but somehow he got 6. This went unnoticed because he had a full hotbar and it's not usually something people would fake. With these 6 pieces, he can make an iron pickaxe and a bucket, and then he finds a lava pool. Once in the nether, there's not too much that stands out instantly, but you can already see a fortress. Once he gets closer, there's actually something wrong. Comment right now if you can actually see it, because it took me a while to get myself. Yeah, so it turns out these blazes cannot actually spawn when the runner is this far away. and that is because of the spawner's chunks are not actually loaded. He then runs in a very specific direction that turns out to be towards a bastion, which if you look back could have been impossible to find as there was a lot of terrain in the way in between them. The bastion run is pretty normal as you get some gold blocks and goes to trade with some piglins, but there's something weird happening. The runner gives the piglins only 54 pieces of gold, which even if the odds are very good, would give the runner around 12 ender pearls. But this guy ends up having just 2 stacks of them, which makes these odds basically impossible. Once he's by the end portal, you can see a few items have now just appeared in his inventory that weren't there before. One of these being a crossbow. He says that it was from killing the piglins, but if you look back at the ground, there was actually nothing there. The runner's very close to being legit, but he just couldn't hide things well enough. Our friend here spawns in and is pretty close to a village, which is a very common thing in these speedruns. Then runs into a house that actually never has a chest in it, but ends up getting a chest with only emeralds, diamonds, and eyes of ender. What are you going to do with them? Like, you can't even hurt anything with them, come on. Then goes into another house. Oh, that's where the OP stuff is. They then run all the way through the village to another building, which usually wastes a lot of time, and they end up finding some potions in the brewing stand. Seriously? And what is with the speedrunner and chests in houses that shouldn't actually have them? Because it happens again with some totems, and then they sleep. Sorry to tell you this, but you're not actually supposed to sleep in speedruns because that just beats the purpose of it. You're supposed to be fast. They then cut down a tree for some reason and also start breaking the leaves to get an apple. This guy's priorities are so weird, and this is where the speedrun actually just makes no sense. The runner goes over to a ruined portal and finds some endstone, which is impossible, but I'm not surprised. But wait, once they go down there, they go straight into the end. So what were those eyes of ender for in that first chest? Yeah, I don't get this guy. The end fight as well was pretty basic as they just kill it in creative. Honestly, just avoid this guy as much as you can. This is weird. This speedrunner is loaning up their game and is on Education Edition. I swear, I actually completely forgot about this version and why are they even playing it. But anyway, they spawn in and they are inside of a village house and are actually in creative. Come on, seriously? They also open up a chest and give themselves fully enchanted diamond gear and tools, which is a bit weird because netherite is in the game, but let's just see where this goes. They end up switching back to survival and begin to make an end portal. And you can tell as soon as they're placing it that they are new to this game and that it won't work. And then he actually places one in the middle of the portal, meaning he has to go and make a new one because he can't actually break it. And then it actually happens to him again. Oh my, this is actually so funny to watch. They finally finish the portal and it actually works this time finally. They then go into creative in the end, which for some reason is everyone's thing to do, and they also run the command to kill the ender dragon. What is up with people in doing this? They then watch literally all the way through the credits. I'm not sure if you can in Education Edition, but why don't they just skip it? This guy spawns in and is wearing a very similar skin to me. He then gets some wood and makes some tools where he finds a very weird looking house. He then makes his way into this pre-made house and finds this very suspicious hole to where he falls down and finds a sign that says to subscribe. Just do it, seriously.